Okay, I think you guys have heard by now that the Emmett Till case may be reopened. Um, and I gotta give a shout out to the Ratchet Today show, for uploading the video concerning this very topic. Um, that's how I found out about it. But I don't have an article to read. I just wanted to give my thoughts concerning the case and what we are to expect. You have to keep in mind that we live in a racist white supremacist country, which is dominated, or which is maintained. That white supremacist system is maintained by the privileges that they offer themselves. Now, I don't know if you guys remember George, what was his name? George Stinney. I think it was a few years ago where they gave some closure to where the court system gave some closure to George Stinney's family or whatever. But you're what, 70 years too late, 80 years too late. It's crazy, but like I said, we live in a white supremacist society, and that system is maintained by the privilege that they create for themselves. Why all of a sudden are they reopening these 50 plus year old cases? I don't know if what are they, like, detectives, those who operate in cold cases. There are cold cases that have been 30, 40, 50 plus years, and never have I ever heard of a black person's cold case getting reopened. Okay, now these aren't cold cases. The killers of these young men, they were known. Okay, and I don't know how the hell the court case went with Emmett Till's murderers, but that goes to show that privilege does exist in this society. Or it did exist back then on a more overt level. The privilege was more out in the open. Now privilege is hidden and only distributed in certain aspects of it's only distributed during certain circumstances that benefits the system's agenda. Now, their whole agenda is to keep us divided. The purpose of the system is to disunite the black community. Now, yeah, we do a good job of, keeping ourselves disunified, but we weren't always like that. That is something that was taught to us. We were taught to dislike each other, to hate each other based on certain things that we had or certain things that we didn't have. Or our status in society, our position on jobs. That all of that stuff was taught to us by the Caucasian. But his agenda has always been to divide and conquer. This is why, to divide us and them continue to conquer over us. Now, I was just looking at a story about the white girl that assassinated the black brother and put his wife or his fiance in intensive care unit, ICU. Now, I didn't get to how many what the girl herself was sentenced, but she was sentenced, and she did spend time in jail. But the mother, she was laughing or whatever, and she was she got some time too for laughing, at the the victim's family or whatever. But this was a black judge that issued this. Now, the system includes those black persons too, okay? Because they are the ones that implement the laws that were created by the Caucasians. Now, if she was a white judge, maybe the outcome of the case of the case would have been different. Maybe it would have been the same. But I said that to say the privilege that is issued towards certain white people is issued to those persons only in certain circumstances. Now, you look at this now, a lot of white people get away with driving while drunk, DWIs, with hit and runs, and they get off. But in this particular case, this woman did not. Now, why they let this woman, get sentenced, we'll never know. But you have to pay attention to the things that happened before and those things that are happening afterwards. So we don't really know the history of this woman to know why she wasn't granted the privilege, because it has nothing to do with the judge being black. It has nothing to do with the judge being black, because like I said, The judge is still a part of the system in which the white man created. So she's only implementing the laws, or she's only implementing the laws that the system created. So, this white girl, she just caught the wrong judge on the wrong day, so to speak. But we don't know why this privilege was granted to this woman. Why the privilege was not granted to this woman. But looking at the Emmett Till case, knowing the history of back then, and then you look at history, those events that took place then, before that time, during that time, and after that time. Emmett Till was killed in the 50s. They were still hanging people throughout the 60s, early 70s, and it died down in the mid 70s as far as being documented. Because we know for certain that there are still KKK members, there are still Nazis, there's still skinheads and every other racist organization that practice lynching. That they're still doing these things. They're still lynching people. But but when we look at that time period, and we look at the fear that white people had towards us now, I always say they created the stereotype, and they taught the world to fear it. Now, her fear at that time was justified, and they went off of the strength of that. Just like with Jesse Washington, the mentally retarded boy that was lynched. The white woman accused him of raping her, when it was actually her husband that raped her. This shit's crazy. So you have the white woman who is stereotyped as the damsel in distress. Okay, it was in all the movies. It was in all the stories. And even in the white man's imagination. In order for those movies and stories to be created. Today we still see that the white woman who can't defend herself, who always tells the truth. This is what this is the mindset that those people had back then. That when this woman came forth and told this lie about this little black boy who whistled at her, who wanted to get with her, who tried to, who sexually molested her, or something to that effect. They took right to it, because they created this stereotype towards us that we were, King Kong, that wanted to forcefully get with Jane. Did I say Jane? Jane is what, Tarzan? Well, you know what I'm talking about. So if they were to reopen the case, everybody that killed Emmett Till is dead. Everybody that actually had a hand in what happened to Emmett Till, like everybody that actually touched Emmett Till, like everyone that mutilated, burned, shot, all of them are dead. This is a white woman in the 50s who, based on the status quo, was timid, afraid, in fear for her life, and the first thing that she could do was run to her husband and relay to him. Just like that's just like with us today. I mean, we still get stereotyped for stuff, but let's just use black people in general. If you the buddy kid at school, if you the lame nigga at school, you know what I'm saying, the one that everybody talk about, okay, and you're trying to avoid the gangsters and the thugs and the popular dudes, you know, at the school or whatever. You know that those thugs and gangsters or whatever, they have a reputation. They have a reputation for fighting and, you know, and this, that, and third. And one of them, you accidentally bump into one of them, and he, he pushes you up against the wall and say, "Hey, cuz, I'm gonna see you after school." After school, nothing happens. So the next day, you scared that something just might happen that day, so you go and snitch. Dude probably forgot all about you because you the lame nigga. You the one that nobody actually thinks about or, give two shits about. But you go and tell, and what ends up happening? They get in trouble for something that happened in the past. Same thing applies here. The same thing applies here, man. We get accused for things that people think that we may do because of those things that we, those very things that we have done in the past. All of that to say this, though. If they were to reopen this case, this woman is not going to see any jail time. She's not going to see any kind of probation. This is an old woman now. An old woman. Matter of fact, they may, if her husband was still alive, they may probably, I give it a 14% chance that they may have put him on probation. He wasn't going to see any jail time either, because they're old, or she's old. He would have been old, too old to carry out a prison sentence. Okay, but the privilege is going to be applied. That white people look out for each other. She came up during a time where America was in its great stage. You know what Trump says, make America great again. That's what he was talking about back in those times. You know. But think about it. Think about it like this. You have an elite football team, and everybody on that football team has went through 5 years, hard playing together, rough playing together, championship rings, the whole bit. Everybody knows each other on that team. Matter of fact, fraternities are the perfect example. Perfect example. Matter of fact, in a fraternity or a sorority, you can be in the wrong, but they still got your back. And that's what's going on here in this particular case here. It's just like a sorority or a fraternity. She's a part of, this woman is a historical icon for white people. This is the face. This woman is the face of the white woman who lies on black men. That little white bitch. I forget her name, but she made up a black dude that raped her. She fucked herself up and everything. And Breonna Talbot, that heifer. She created this black dude, fucked herself up and everything. This woman here, Carolyn Bryant, she is the face. White women had been doing it prior to Carolyn Bryant. But this woman is the face because she left us an image of what is done to black men when we touch the white man's woman. But this is, they want to stir up something for the black community to they want to get us riled up. They want to get us agitated. It's all a distraction. There's something else that's going on right now, and this Carolyn Bryant shit is just a cover up for what's really going on. Okay, once they're done, matter of fact, they're gonna keep they probably had a case going on until this woman dies. She'll never see a sentencing. She'll never see a parole. The judge won't get a chance to give her, talk to her about any kind of sentencing or things like that. The judge won't get a chance to utter those words. This old white woman is gonna die. It's a chance to get her back in the spotlight, just so that the government or whoever else, whoever's doing whatever the hell they're doing behind closed doors, to do what they're doing behind closed doors, while we sit here and worry about this shit. This is it's an interesting hot topic. A lot of people, I'm pretty sure you've all heard about it by now. I'm just not hearing about it. But let's not let this distract us from what's going on in this country. let's not just pay attention to one thing. Let's multitask. You know, let's look at this, and let's look at other things that's going on in the media, government, politics, world news, all that stuff. You have to keep your eyes open, your ears open. Okay? We can't keep falling victim to the lesser shit. Okay? Cuz I'm pretty sure, you know, people are going to talk about this for a few days, and then it's going to be done with. Okay? There's a lot of things that people have talked about only for, you know, a few minutes or for a few days, and they gave up talking about it, and then months later the issue is bigger than what was expected or what was seen from its inception, because people stop following the story. So follow it all the way through, man, but keep your eyes on other things that's going on, man, in this country, because there's something getting ready to happen. I don't like to, jump on the conspiracy wagon or whatever, but it is what it is, man. You can call it conspiracy. I call it cover up. There's a lot of shit that's being covered up, and they unveil it when it's too late. So let me know what you guys think, man, in the comments. Like, share, leave a comment or whatever, man. If you're new to the channel, check out the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.